What an honor it is to have Jerry Andree with us on the Butler Buzz. Jerry, I'm so excited to have you.
Well, it's great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Sure. So, Jerry, you are a board member for the Cranberry Township Community Chest.
Yes.
But you've been involved in Cranberry Township for a long time.
Yes.
And, I mean, most recently, before retirement, you were the township manager.
Yes, correct.
So tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Sure. Well, certainly, my whole career, I've worked for local government. My wife and I are from Westmoreland County. My wife from Derry, I'm from Hempfield. I had a great civics teacher in high school that really sparked my interest in local government.
Okay.
And just through the various class exercises we did. And so I got my degree, my undergraduate degree, and started off with the Derry Area School District in Westmoreland County.
Okay.
Where I met my wife, and then I got my master's in public administration and worked my way up. And when the opportunity came available in Cranberry in 1990, I was interviewed and got hired, and that's how it all started with me in Cranberry.
Okay. Well, in the 1990s,
Yes.
I actually lived in Cranberry Township.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
What neighborhood?
In Freedom Woods.
Oh, very good.
In a townhouse.
Okay.
But I have to tell you, Jerry, back then, there wasn't a lot of action.
It was a little different.
And now look at 2024.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is incredible. So you
Absolutely.
really were a part of and saw all that growth.
Yeah, absolutely. Cranberry was very fortunate to have dynamic elected leadership
Okay.
who really planned for the future. And they didn't let growth overcome them. They managed their growth. It was coming regardless.
Right.
But the elected officials worked real hard to manage that growth and direct it. So we all study the life cycles of communities, and we know what happens to a community if you don't pay attention to certain indicators. And
Okay.
Cranberry is very diligent on monitoring and managing those indicators to be sure Cranberry is a healthy, thriving community 10, 20, 30, 40 years away.
Okay.
And CTCC, the Cranberry Township, is part of that effort to continue to invest in the community's infrastructure, both the social infrastructure as well as the physical infrastructure.
Okay. I have a question to ask.
Sure.
Have you ever been a professor?
No.
I think that might be next up for Jerry.
Yeah.
You are so well educated on all of this.
Well, it's my passion. I love local government.
I can tell. And I learned of a program, and that's why I wanted to have you on, and that is the Community Leaderships Institute
Yes.
of Cranberry Township.
Yes.
Now, when did that start?
That started 4 years ago.
Okay.
And that was part of CTC's investment in our social infrastructure.
Okay.
And what we're finding out that sometimes people are unaware how local government works. You know, civics was my motivator in high school. We're finding out the schools have so much pressure. There's a little smaller slice devoted to civics education.
Right.
So we saw a need to really help our residents understand why is Cranberry so successful? What's behind the curtain?
Right. And
And
people like to learn, right, about their own community.
Overwhelming response from our residents. And the township embraced it too. It's a great way to educate our folks as well as build what we call ambassadors. When they understand how they work, we're building future leaders. Much like the Butler leadership that you've been involved in,
Sure.
It's building people, building them up so they can continue to serve their community in different ways, in leadership roles.
Okay. So now I'm thinking that there are people that are listening to this that would love to get involved in the
Yes.
leadership program
Yes.
of Cranberry Township. And I know applications become available in early fall, October.
Yes.
This year, how many have applied?
Well, within days, it filled up to the maximum of 25.
Okay, so you take 25 in a cohort.
Yes, yes. And there's a waiting list, so folks can go online to the
Okay.
township, to the CTC website. You can get through it through the township, but you can sign up and get on the waiting list.
Okay.
And the program will begin in February.
Okay, and then it runs over a period of months.
Yes.
You meet different times during the month mostly in the
Oh, in the
evenings.
evening, yes.
And I'm sure there's some kind of in classroom time, but you are actually taking these folks out into the community, right?
Absolutely. They get behind the scenes look to all the operational areas, especially with the fire, when they go to the fire department.
Okay.
They love to go to the fire company practices on Tuesday nights. So they go there and actually get hands on, the firefighters put them in gear. They see how car fires are put out. the training behind all the volunteers. Cranberry's a solely volunteer fire department.
Wow.
So we've actually created volunteers that came from the CLIC program, the Leadership Institute, that become members of the fire company. So it's a win-win.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I'm thinking that the organizations that you're taking the folks in the cohort to, I mean, they have to feel so proud to be able to share what they do.
They love it.
Otherwise, people might not know.
Fortunately, Cranberry has a great group of employees and volunteers that support, and they're so proud of what they do. So it gives them the opportunity to showcase what they're doing. Everyone loves to be asked, "What do you do?"
Yeah,
and
I know.
And they're thrilled at the prospect. In fact, we struggle to keep the curriculum. There's so much in demand on the curriculum, but we're respectful of people's time commitments. But yeah, we're always tweaking the curriculum. We really want to also enhance the aspect of the curriculum that talks about the nonprofit. Cranberry is very blessed with many nonprofits. So we would like to help our residents understand the important role that nonprofits play in the community, and that's part of CTC's mission, is to support our thriving nonprofit community.
Yeah, it seems like you're going to have to branch into like level 2, right?
Yes.
Now, at the end of the program, when they complete the program, they kind of graduate, right?
Yes.
And they get a certificate.
Yes.
Is there any fees associated? Is
No,
there tuition?
No fees. No tuition. Nope. Just their time and commitment to come, and the graduation ceremony is sort of a big deal.
Yeah.
It's at a Board of Supervisors meeting, so they're recognized by the Board of Supervisors. And because the interest is so great, and the purpose is to create ambassadors for the community. So we now have what we call an alumni association.
Oh, wow.
That we get together once a year. All the graduates are invited. They get an update from the township of what's happening.
Good.
And we strive to make them aware of things going on in the community, opportunities for service, and identify leaders. That we just had our alumni gathering here a couple months ago, and we brought some key nonprofits in that talked about what they do to connect them with our graduates.
Okay.
And many of those graduates have now gotten involved with those nonprofits at various levels, from joining as a member to getting on their boards.
Okay, excellent. You're doing great work, Jerry.
Well, that's great. It's a great team. We have a shared vision in Cranberry, so I'm blessed to be part of that.
And we're blessed to have you on the Butler Buzz. Thank you for being with us.
Happy
Tricia.
Thanksgiving. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Thanks for watching this episode of the Butler Buzz. If you want to see more, just click on the playlist button up here. To keep up to date with all of Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, click on the subscribe button down here. Hey, I suggest you do both. See you next time.